anything happens to that kid, I'll never forgive myself.
Well, that Jungle Book reboot certainly made a lot of money, didn't it? And everybody loved it. Which reminds me, I probably should get around to watching that soon. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that, we're here to talk about the original movie. Released in 1967, The Jungle Book was the last Disney movie that the great Walt Disney himself greenlit before his death in 1966. It followed a young boy named Mowgli who was raised in the jungle by a pack of wolves. But one day, a tiger named Shere Khan, who has a severe hatred of humans, returns, and it's up to a Black Panther named Bagheera and a bear named Baloo to get him back to the Man Village. I'll be honest, I didn't grow up with this movie, I didn't see it until I was in college, but I found it to be pretty good, mostly for the music and the side characters, especially Kaa, because nothing's more terrifying than Winnie the Pooh trying to eat a young boy in a loincloth. Anyway, today we're looking at a TV spin-off of that movie. No, actually, there was another. It's called Jungle Cubs. For some reason, there was this weird trend that lasted quite a while where they just took established franchises and made the characters kids. Stuff like A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, Muppet Babies, The Flintstones Kids, Baby Looney Tunes, Clifford's Puppy Days, Tom and Jerry Kids, The New Archies, Yo Yogi. I don't even dislike all of those, but it was just weird. Anyway, this show lasted for about 21 episodes from 1996 and 1998, and yeah, that's about all I got. Let's just get into this. So how does this show make its first impression?
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Yeah, why would I expect any different? So we start out in the jungle where we see the circle of life take its course. A young Shere Khan is attempting to catch a fish when a bird swoops down and takes it. You have to give this bird credit, it has some serious balls trying to take a tiger's food. He also now has an American accent.
You spying on me?
He sounds like Kovu from Lion King 2. Oh, wait, they're voiced by the same actor. So Baloo and Louie head back to tell their friend Bagheera and Happy about Shere Khan's misfortune. Bagheera, voiced by Elizabeth Daily, doesn't like that they're making fun of him, but Kaa tries to get him to relax. Kaa is played by Jim Cummings, doing a higher-pitched version of his Winnie the Pooh voice, and somehow it's even creepier.
That's it. There you go. Now, sleep.
Then we get a song. It doesn't really have a purpose, but I have to admit, it is pretty catchy.
Take your sweet, sweet time. Watch the world unwind. Let's do our growing up naturally. Oh yeah, you gotta have rain and sunshine to blossom on the vine.
Why does bad shit keep happening to Bagheera? He was always my favorite character. Am I the only one? Eventually the song ends as Shere Khan shows up, angry that they were all making fun of him. Rather than rip Louie to shreds, which I admit would be totally fine with, he instead decides to prove his bravery by going to the Wastelands. And there he will roar on the top of Pinnacle Rock. Why is the Wasteland so scary?
Because Mara lives there? Oh yeah, Mara. She's the meanest babooness out of the rainforest. Mara.
Look, I don't care how many times movies try to make it so, baboons aren't scary.
Good answer. Then it's settled. I'll
bored.
see all you.
So despite the fact that the group thought Mara had left, she's actually returned along with her idiot sons. And if you want to know what this family is like, watch Tarzan 2 because these guys are basically Mama Gunda and her idiot sons. I didn't find them funny or intimidating in that movie, and I don't find them funny or intimidating here. So the others follow Shere Khan into the wastelands to scare him, but get scared themselves and end up in the elephant graveyard.
Talk about quiet. This place is so dead, it makes a graveyard look lively. Oh, what am I saying? It is a graveyard.
Yeah. Okay. And what kind of joke is this?
I don't mean to rib you guys, but we can't stick around here. Rib! Fellas, I'm beginning to get the bare bones of an idea. What?
Okay, that was actually a pun.
You just...
So the group picks up some bones and scares Shere Khan. You know, I just realized, with the exception of Bagheera, these guys are kind of assholes. Shere Khan was just trying to catch some food, it was stolen from him, and he was knocked into the water. Then they all laughed at him, he tried to show how tough he was by going to the wastelands, and now these guys just show up to scare him. These guys are dicks, and I am totally on Shere Khan's side. If this is canon, then the Jungle Book had a sad ending. Mara and the other baboons show up, don't worry, it's all very suspenseful. Did they just blow up? No, instead Shere Khan has to save them by roaring from the top of Pinnacle Rock, and we all learn a valuable lesson. Bagheera and Shere Khan are the only animals worth caring about in the jungle.
I see Shere Khan still a few stripes below the top of the food chain.
Yeah, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. This was a boring episode to write. This is by far the most boring thing I've watched for these reviews. Even more so than Pair of Kings, because at least that had some fun lead characters. With this, there were long stretches of nothing funny or interesting happening. The plot is one huge cliche, the characters aren't interesting, and the pacing is slow and tedious. That said, the story itself is competently told, there isn't anything really wrong with it, but it's such a safe and dull story that it almost makes me wish it was. The animation is good, I mean it's not the best Disney has to offer, and the lip syncing is a little off at times, especially with Louie, but it's perfectly fine. The voice acting is mostly good, the only one I found annoying was Louie, and that's less James Marsden's fault and more that it's just an annoyingly written character. If you watched it when you were a kid and have nostalgia for it, all power to you, but I found this to be incredibly meh. But the worst kind of meh. The meh that has absolutely nothing interesting about it. Except for the song, that was good. I need something better for my final review of the year. Something new. Something popular. Something fun. That'll do.
The bare necessities, that's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, buddy.
What's that?
You're drinking his bathwater.
Help!
Useless.